Jack, the best bet of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival is... The top 5 bets video is here. Welcome along to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our top 5 bets of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. You absolutely love this video, every year that we upload, and it does incredibly well views wise, and hopefully Jack and I can find you plenty of winners once again. Do let us know down in the comments who your top 5 bets are for the festival. We do read and reply to comments if they are any selections, so do let us know who you fancy for the festival. Jack, we love doing this video, counting down 5 to 1. It's going to be an interesting one. See who we put up.
Yeah, I think actually this year was the hardest to have 5 at this moment in time. To try and find a bit of value, I think it's been tough, but hopefully we have 10 to go to war with, and hopefully a few winners in there at some decent prices as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Really looking forward to this, and we're going to rattle in straight in with number 5. And Jack, I'll go first. Usually I'll let you go first on these shows, but I'm going to go first. And I'm going to go for the Stayers Hurdle and Lucky Place at 8 to 1, who we spoke about last week. I wasn't actually a big fan of this horse at the start of the season, was questioning how good he actually was. But when he won at Ascot and then won the Real Kill, I thought he was definitely an improving horse who looked like he could take another step forward. Nicky Henderson has been quite vocal on his chances, saying he could be one of the better horses for the week. And look, you look at the top of the market in Tearpoo, he has to be taken on. I know you're keen to take him on as well, just due to the fact that we haven't seen much of him. Only seen him to that defeat to Lossiemouth, where he was just running over the wrong trip. So he could just come up and just turn up and win this, but you can't be backing him at even money or whatever price he is now. So yeah, Lucky Place, I think the horse will take another step forward, been consistent all year, stepping up again. I just think this horse stays and stays and stays. So Lucky Place at 8 to 1 has to be bet number 5 for me in the Stayers Hurdle. Jack, number 5 for you.
Number 5 for me is going to come in the Ryanair. I'm not overly keen in taking on Factor File as much as everyone else is. I know he's around 9 to 4 in the exchange and around 7 to 4, 15 to 8 with bookmakers, but I do think the race is going to pan out perfectly for him. There's a lot of pace on in there, but that being said, I do think Jungle Boogie is overpriced at around 12, 14 to 1. He's an 11-year-old. He's only had 5 starts over fences. His win at Ascot last time out was very nice, considering he jumped left throughout. And even at the Gold Cup last year, he came there swinging with actually in decent contention of probably grabbing 3rd or 4th. He absolutely clattered into one close to home and weakened from there. But I think 2.5 miles in the Ryanair will definitely be his trip. I don't think he's going to try and make all. I think hopefully he'll be ridden a little bit more quietly, and I think he'll be there at the finish. So Jungle Boogie for the Ryanair is my number 5.
Okay, usually I would send back to you because I went first that time, but I might as well go straight in because I like another Henry de Bromhead horse in the Ryanair at number 4, which is Heartwood, who's been put up on our anti-post series already, dropping back in trips, similar to what the favourite here, Factor File, will be doing. Factor File, obviously a short price favourite in here, but I thought 20 to 1 looked a little bit too big about this horse, who has run some decent races, won a decent handicap at the Dublin Race Festival a couple of years ago over this trip, has good form actually over this trip, and ran in a novice chase or a beginner's chase, a Grade 1 race, which was won by Croke Park. And we've seen what he's done against Ballyburn. He's actually not going to be turning up at the festival, Croke Park, which is a bit of a shame. But I did think this horse has still got a little bit of improvement over this trip to show. And I thought that the 20 to 1 did look a little bit big about Heartwood. So 2 Henry de Bromhead horses, 1 at number 5 for Jack and 1 at number 4 for me. Jack, what about yourself? Number 4.
This is probably where people are going to be switching off, but number 4 has to be Langadan at 20 to 1 each way. I know I've said it many times in many anti-post videos and whatnot, but he probably is going to get ground that's actually going to help him stay the trip now as well if it's not going to be too deep. But look, Dan said there's glimmers of hope that he's coming back to his best. It's March, it's Cheltenham. He loves it around here. He absolutely hacked up in the Coral Cup last year. He won it the year before that. He was so close to being a Grade 1 winner at Aintree, and I think he can serve it up to Teahupoo at 20 to 1.
There we go. Jack taking on Teahupoo as well with Langadan. That was always going to be expected, wasn't it? Right, into the top 3 then, Jack. Who is at number 3 for yourself?
Number 3, I'm keeping it simple. I think he's actually going to drift a little bit. I know he's just short of even money now, but Kopek the Board, I think, takes all the beating in the Supreme. I know it's pretty boring, but I'll probably wait a little bit before the offer to get involved, because I think he might even sweat up and not be the best, most well-behaved in the preliminary. So I reckon you could get around 11 to 10, something like that, 5 to 4 maybe on the day. So Kopek the Board for me, just short of even money, will be number 3.
Okay, Kopek de Boer to open the festival off to a flyer for Jack Dorling. My number 3 is going to come in the cross-country chase. I mean, we feel like I'm repeating myself plenty in the last few days with regards to horses, but 25 to 1 about Chemical Energy. I'm a massive fan of this horse, just improving and improving over these cross-country fences. I mentioned on the handicap videos, it was a fourth to Vanilla off level weights, and I thought that he ran a really decent race the last day. You've got to take on Stumptown, who's got to be some horse to win this off a mark of 157, really does. Gordon Elliott's got a good record in this race. I know he's got other horses in here, but I'm going with the one that could potentially like good ground because this race is on the Wednesday and we are likely to get a dry start to the festival. So a nice big price before I get into some of my boring ones, but 25 to 1 for Chemical Energy. Jack, did you want a boring one from me at number 2?
Yeah, go far away.
John Bon.
No.
Yeah, I think he has to make the top 2 because I've been screaming it from the rooftops that I think he
You
is.
said he wouldn't be in this list. You said he wouldn't.
Well, I did, but then I just thought, no, to be fair, I had to put him in because I've been saying he's one of the bankers of the festival and you can't not have him in your top 5. I know he's short, but I mean, he's just a similar price to Kopek de Boer. So, yeah, John Bon is going to be my number 2. I just think he's rock solid. I think just the way he's matured this season, he just it's like a completely different horse. You can make that argument, or you can't, but Jack will just make that argument. He doesn't perform at Cheltenham, but I just think he's a completely different horse to how he has been in previous years. I think he'll take a lot of beating in this race. There's not too much to take him on with. If you wanted one to finish behind him, I think Marine Nationale might be the horse to do it. Gaelic Warriors come out of the race, but I just think John Bon, so solid at the top of the market, he will win the champion chase this year. Jack, number 2 for you.
Number 2 is going to come in a handicap on Wednesday. It's the Coral Cup, and I think Impostoire's got a fantastic chance at 12 to 1. Be aware, of course, has been laid out for this by Dan Skelton, but Impostoire, really like the way he's been campaigned. He's still pretty lightly raced. He was second to Lucia at Ascot last season. This season, he's only had the one run, which came after 300 days off, and he won really nicely at Newbury on the same day as the New Line won, and he won in a really nice time as well. He travelled well, he jumped nicely, grew into the race, kicked clear, and I think Impostoire 12 to 1 for the Coral Cup is a solid bet, Sam.
Okay, Impotoir for the Coral Cup for Jack. If you want to see some of our other handicap selections, we put that video out yesterday evening, so do go and check that out. And Jack, the best bet of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival is...
It's Calaconte, Sam. Calaconte in the Mare's Hurdle at 14 to 1, and I think she's only going to get a little bit bigger now. Lossiemouth is probably going there as well, which is a little bit of a shame, but I just can't get away from the fact I think she's an absolutely cracking bet in this race. The ground's drying out for her, which is perfect. Her run last time out was fantastic. She was giving July Flower £5. She was the only horse settled prominently there in the leading pack of 3. They went off like the absolute clappers there, Sam, and she travelled 2 out. She was left in the lead there 2 out. It's a long way from home, 2 out, but she still managed to find quite a bit. July Flower ended up beating her by 4 lengths, with Rachel Blackmore giving her an absolute peach. But Calaconte's going to have perfect ground conditions, not too much pace in the race. She'll be settled prominently. We know she stays 2.5 miles, and I think she'll be in with a big chance come Tuesday, Sam. So Calaconte in the Mare's Hurdle is the best bet of the Cheltenham Festival for me.
Yeah, she didn't make my top 5, but I completely agree with Jack. I think she's just a fantastic bet, and the prices Jack's on it, especially the each-way play in the race. I mean, Lossiemouth may still go here, but even if that's the case, she's still got a decent price here, and she could be worth taking on. So yeah, Jack's best bet, Calaconte in the Mare's Hurdle. And mine comes on the Friday. The opening race on the Friday is East India Dock in the Triumph. I do think he's a much better horse now than Lulamba is. I just think that he's going to appreciate the ground. We know he likes the course because he's won there twice already this season. He's put up exceptional figures that would have been competitive in the last 10 Triumph hurdles. He's got gears to burn. We haven't actually seen all the gears as of yet. He's done everything so easily when winning, and I just think that James Owen's going to have a really decent winner here around sort of the 2 to 1 mark. I think East India Dock is a little bit of a rocket at the moment, and we'll take some beating in the Triumph Hurdle. So our top 5 bets, there we are for the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. Do let us know down in the comments who your top 5 bets are. Like I say, we will like and reply to plenty of comments if you put them down. So that is it. We are going to be back with one more video ahead of the festival. We will review our Cheltenham anti-post fancies from our series. We'll give one more fancy on there, and we'll also be looking at our teams going in to the week. And I have mentioned yesterday, but we will have some YouTube shorts up with a few extra selections during the week, so do look out on our channel the night before for a couple of 1 minute, 2 minute tips that will be on the channel. But yeah, as always, do keep subscribing. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our final episode of the Antipost series.